So we have some new people here tonight. So if this is your first meeting, would you just raise your hand? So we're glad to have you, and we're looking forward to working with you and for you. So thank you very much.
Okay, my name is Nikki Indikovich. I work with Arizona Center for Economic Progress. We are partnering with Save Our Schools to bring out some issues that are relevant to what's happening in Arizona classrooms. So I'm going to run through just a few slides for you guys, kind of explain who we are, what Carrie and I do, and what's going on in Arizona classrooms. So this is Save Our Schools here. This is their mission, and I'm not going to read it to you guys, but basically what we're doing is trying to help communities understand what's happening in our classrooms and what it means for the communities around our public schools. A lot of the issues that we're seeing are quite predictable. We've defunded our public schools. Now they're collapsing, and we're being offered alternatives, such as private schools via vouchers and charter schools that are unregulated. And so we're seeing this market kind of play out in Arizona and all the flaws with it in real time, which is interesting to watch. I'm sure you all have heard a lot about what's going on in Arizona schools. It kind of breaks down to the simple idea that we're going to rid ourselves of the burden of our community schools, and that is the goal. Can you go to the last one? Okay, so this is the total money that has been pulled out of Arizona's budget via these two programs. The problem with this number is back in 1994, when we introduced the charter school program and we started STOs, this was down at about 4 million. And every single year, we've seen just the slightest little, don't worry, Nikki, it's a very small increase every single budget year. And so what you're seeing is this number is starting to skyrocket, and we're really, really taking a hit in our district schools because of these programs.
Nikki and Carrie will be presenting at the April meeting of the Democratic Women of the Prescott area. So get on our mailing list and come and hear the whole presentation, because it's really amazing. It's Diane McQueen. She's the regional coordinator, Northern regional coordinator of Outlaw Dirty Money. So.
Thank you. Hello. We are, so you know what dark money is, right? We are a nonpartisan group looking to put an Arizona constitutional amendment on the November 2020 ballot. This is for state and local, to require full disclosure down to the original source of these dark money expenditures, 5,000 or more. This is the money that's spent on media advertising, so think attack ads. So we're gathering signatures. If you'd like to learn more, you can stop and see me, who's with Move to Amend, and one of our volunteers, who just gave me 2 petitions today.
I try, thank you. Okay, Move to Amend is a group that is dedicated to ending corporate personhood. We have a bill in Congress right now, the We the People Amendment. We currently have 72 co-sponsors in the House, and we will be introduced in the Senate this month. It is to take money out of government, because money should not equal speech in the eyes of our government. And we've got to fight them on this. So it would be great to see you there. Move to Amend. Thank you.
Thanks, Hillary.
We'll start off with art. Does anybody remember art?
Arthur?
Like performance art. Who was at the Intersection Solo Festival last year? 2, 3. Jeff Daverman, what would you say about it?
It was really spectacular. It was fantastic performance art in this tiny little town.
Yeah, we're bringing in some really great folks. Fargo Tabaki is a queer Palestinian. He has a beautiful performance called My Father, My Martyr, and Me, which is about growing up in America as a Palestinian and all the ways that he's stereotyped and colonized in being here. That'll be Thursday, March 19th. I know that's the same night as the other thing, I'm sorry. At the Porch. Y'all know where the Porch is, down on Montezuma. There's also performances from some students, Soft Bellies, Falling Out of Power and Paranoia. And on April 3rd, Larry Bogad, who wrote a book called Tactical Performance and also wrote a book about electoral clowning, and started the group The Clown Insurrection Rebel Circus Army, which was about changing the polemics at demonstrations and using laughter and clowning to change the nature of it. He will be here. Number two, I'll follow up on the event at on the 13th. This will be at the Prescott Library a week from tomorrow. Knocking on Doors 101 and Minivan for All. And basically it's going to give a lot of tools for going out canvassing. This is a year where it makes an impact to canvass. That direct contact, talking to someone at their door about a candidate, about an issue, is the most effective way of moving people's minds.
So Mavis Brower is going to just bring you up to date on Twitter.
So if you have been thinking about doing Twitter training, now's the time. It's getting to the point. We got to get it going, get you trained so you can get online and make a difference. Thank you.
So we're going to bring you up to date on the Voter Values Project. I've just kind of given you the overview, and we've sent out surveys. We had a special edition in the Prescott Indivisible newsletter, and then 3 subsequent newsletters with the survey in it. If you have not filled in a survey, please do so. We're looking for canvassers, drivers, people that are interested in doing data entry, pulling lists. We need people to work on scripts. When you go out door to door, what don't you say? What do you say? And that will give the canvassers an idea of how to approach the people at the door. The canvassing, that's the most important thing. That is the best way to reach voters. Right now, we're looking for people to help in all areas, so please sign up. So Mavis, did you want to talk about the organizational structure?
This actually shows how all of us in this room can participate. So hopefully, as I go through the structure, you will see how you would fit in. So at the top, at the very top line are basically the leaders, the leadership, Rosemary, Maria, and Maria Elena. So they have duties like coordinating with other organizations, like Maria said, and looking at where, as things shift, how do we need to shift? So here's the rest of us. Here is the task coordinator or the task administrator, and that is Cheryl Harris. And Nancy Click. What we're trying to do is to put actually 2 people in each position. So, and we're in the process of filling all these slots in. Now, what makes this organization run, part of it is volunteers. And I am the volunteer coordinator. And under me, I have 4 assistant volunteer coordinators so that the 5 of us all work together. So one of them is Ann Schwert. Raise your hand, raise your hand. And Nancy Scharf, I think a lot of people know Nancy. She's skiing this week, so she couldn't be here, okay? So the 5 of us keep track of all the volunteers and who the drivers are, who the canvassers are, and then if somebody else says, oh, brother, I need some volunteers, we know what skills are available with our volunteers. All right, so if we look at all the other things, here's the scripts coordinator that Maria was talking about. Somebody has to write what people say when they go door to door or when they call them on the phone or whatever. So that's what the scripts people do. The texting, we're not going to do until before the primary. So we're good with that right now. The data entry, that's all of the van stuff, all the database. So as we go door to door with the minivan and we punch in the information, goes into a database, and it's all goes right into here, and we can look at it to see what the issues are, to see where the independents are, to see all sorts of stuff. And then Nancy Mattina, she's in charge of canvassing. And I think also there's going to be another person in here, because like I say, it's going to be at least 2 people in each coordinator position in case somebody actually goes on vacation or, you know, gets sick, whatever. So under here, here's the driver's coordinator, and that is Ray Rossi. Now, we've also got postcards, because if somebody isn't there when we knock on the door, we were thinking, well, we could just leave a card or something like that. But what we decided to do, we're gonna write them a postcard and say, we came to visit, we're interested in what your issues are, what you think is important, and follow up with a postcard. So Louise Clara is also going to be in charge of that. Abby's going to help because Abby has been writing postcards for a couple years now. And then under that, Jan Suderman is going to help make the cards, and Jan is in the back. The media coordinator is Jeff Daverman, and that includes Twitter and also the website, new Prescott Indivisible websites, getting a big overhaul, and Linda Miggs and David Miggs are going to keep that updated. We have a PI newsletter over here, gets information from Cheryl, and the editors are Maria. Is Norma living here? Norma's on, and Molly Beverly. These are the newsletter people. And then over here, question is, well, how do you know how to do all this stuff? So we have a training department, and we are in the process of getting somebody to take care of that, aren't we, Jim? So this is our structure. This is all of the different roles that people can play. So if you would like to volunteer, you can go on the, on the Maria's newsletter, and it goes volunteer form. What does it say? Volunteer form? Survey. You can go there and sign up to be a volunteer.
I'd actually like to call this Talk Back to the News. So, and Maria popped this on me about 20 minutes ago. Hey, can you lead a discussion at the end?
Yes. And Arizona made such great strides in 2018, just a little bit more.
We are close.
So close.
We got cinema in. We flip the legislature. We elect Mark Kelly. We get 11 electoral votes, and the news changes. That's the end of the show.
Thank you all very much. If you have questions, you can email us. There's contact us on the website. Send us your questions, and somebody will get back to you with the best answer possible.